No, it doesn't matter.
For those just starting out, to those who built their reputation. In the detail industry, navigating a course is a daily grind. This is Play-by-Play, with industry professionals tackling topics and offering tips to help improve your game plan.
Just gave me the notification.
Now,
Ryan, I think we may be
here's
live.
your Play-by-Play.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going, sir?
It's going great, man. It's going great. So down here where are we at? We're not in Orlando. We're in Tampa, Florida, and at a training event, another one for Marine Detail Supply. And man, I tell you, it's absolutely awesome. Weather is 75 and sunny down here. Yeah.
Look at you, man. It is a nice, frigid, probably 30-something degrees. Who knows? I know we had a hard freeze last night. It is cold up here. But then again, I'm sitting here complaining about it, and we're bringing on Julie Tree from Alaska, so I can't go ahead and get that out before she shows up.
Our problem seems so much worse. But yeah, man, we're down here at this training event. It's another marine training. These guys are learning a lot about sanding and polishing boats. Of course, we did the $1 million detail shop spiel.
Nice.
Tell them how to become the $1 million detail shop. What does it take to be the $1 million detail shop? And we had to mix in a little bit of detail Bookie software stuff as well.
Oh, you got to sprinkle that on top.
Just sprinkle it in, because there would be no $1 million. Let's be real, there would be no $1 million detail shop without detail booking.
That's right. I'm really excited, man. I think we might have saved, the best for last when it comes to our MVP series. We're getting ready, kind of wrapping that up, and we're having our very first female MVP on the podcast today. So super excited about that.
That's right. Yeah, and she didn't she send you some like beef jerky or not beef jerky? What was it?
All right, so this gotta love jerky. Julie. Yeah, she again, Julie Tree from it's 3T Detailing. That moose right there that you're looking at walked across her path in her backyard, and she said, I got to do it, So she showed the picture. I said, man, I would love. She shot that moose. Yes, she shot that moose, and that's the jerky from the moose. And I
had no idea it was that serious. Oh man,
yeah,
there
man,
was a
look
lot
at that
that
sucker.
Went into this moose jerky. I thought she just went to the gas station and bought some moose jerky.
No, did you get to try any of that?
No, you took it home or something. But,
I brought it to my daughter, and then the bag disappeared overnight. It was so good.
This has been one of my favorite series, the MVP series. These are people that use the software every day, but it's really, just relatable detailers. These are just, detailers that are working every day, and it's been such a great conversation with them about what they do in their off time. What do they do? Everything about it, and it's just been such a fun series.
And she's got some really cool stuff going on outside of detailing too, so really excited to kind of chat it up with her about that. Also excited for my favorite part of the show, Dustin. Got a hack coming up, and let's just say we might be stealing something out of your wife's kitchen to do this next hat. So
out of my wife specifically, or anybody,
or probably anybody, but for sure your wife. I know she keeps a pretty tight, clean house. I saw.
Does.
Yeah, she likes to keep it like nobody lives there. Is that how you would describe it?
It's exactly. She likes to keep it like I don't live there. I think she prefers if I don't live there.
Well, man, it's a good thing you're so busy and jet setting down to Florida. It seems like every month or so.
Right. Well, hey, I tell you, man, it's fun. I was talking to these guys that are in training, guys and girls that are in the training, and these trainings that are out here now is such an awesome experience because they get to really learn, hands-on by people that have been there and done it. And, they're not just out there scratching their head trying to figure things out. They have a good base to start from. So these trainings are so awesome. They're popping up everywhere. And like we said before, make sure that you kind of vet that's training. Some of them, you may not get as much quality as you do in others, but man, I tell you, Marine Detail Supply really puts one on, and I'm happy to be a part of it and be down here. What small part I am, I'm happy to be there.
Now, are you just a tad bit jealous that 10 plus years ago Marine Detail and Supply was not putting these training classes on for you to attend?
Dude, tad bit jealous isn't the word. Like I'm just watching I'm watching them learn, and I'm just like, man, if I would have had something like this, I could have saved myself a lot of headache, probably a few less gray hairs in this beard here, and
probably
a
couple
lot of money
bucks
for
too.
Sure.
Okay, yeah, gotcha.
A lot of money, lot of money.
Great,
so,
man. That's really awesome.
It ain't all about Marine Detail Supply though. We got another big event coming up. Next week?
Next week, man. Starting Thursday. Thursday's going to be the training day down at the Mobile Tech Expo in Orlando, Florida. Sunny Orlando. Dustin, you got yourself some work to do on Thursday as well with the IDA training class. Tell us about that.
Yep. Yeah, so we're doing a marine detail training for the IDA. We're also on a panel with the top 4 software companies, really the only software companies in our industry. I mean, let's just call it what it is.
Right.
And, we're all there, and we're going to be answering questions that, how are software, impacting the industry? What are we doing different? Like, what are things to look forward to? So it's going to be an awesome discussion. But, there's so much more to, mobile tech in these conventions, because then you got the networking. Then you got to come around and see the different products, see the new launch things that these suppliers are coming out with, and you really get to experience this thing. And as a detailer, like this is just where you go to figure these things out, rather than sitting on the couch trying to, figure out, well, does the new product work, or would I like it? You get to go get hands-on with a lot of this stuff, even Detail Bookie.
Right, absolutely. I saw that our close friend of the show, Mr. Mike Phillips, I mean, he's literally got a training, every hour on the hour, it looks like.
He does.
I can't wait to go pick up some skill tips from the man himself.
Yeah, and I'll tell you another training that you wouldn't want to miss, and that's my buddy Joe LaPalm. He's doing one on business early Thursday morning, and actually they're staying with us. We've bunked up with the IGL team, and it's ought to be interesting. Detail Booking and IGL all under one roof. I think it might get interesting.
Who all's kind of going to be representing the IGL crew down there?
Well, I know Joel will be here. Marcus will be here. I heard that Jennifer's going to be here. So as far as that goes, I'm not sure who else is coming with them, but the main 3 for sure. And then Detail Bookie's repping hard. We got my dad coming down. We got Joel that always helps us out on these things. Ryan's coming down. We got Chris and Jessica and myself. So we got the full squad coming down to really show the software off, show people how they can, how it can affect their business and affect their lives, and it's exciting.
Did I hear you say we're going to be that Jennifer Turcotte's going to be in the same house as us? I don't know.
Well, I knew you would be really excited about that, Ryan. I knew you would be really excited. So, yes.
No, I can't wait, man. It is going to be a blast. There's going to be so much going on, networking. I've talked to a lot of our customers who are going to be down there. Really excited to come hang out at the Detail Bookie booth. And we got a big surprise for everybody that's going to be coming down there.
Oh, man. Dude, I wish we could talk about it. I wish we could talk about it, but we can't.
That's what I keep saying. Even the people, come on, you could tell me. Nah, you want to be as surprised as everybody else.
But we are going to have podcasts. We're going to be doing podcasts while we're down there. We're going to continue finish up, I think, our MVP series. That's kind of what we're calling it there, is finishing there.
Yep, yeah, because we're just going to be bringing them on, so absolutely.
Casual hangout. And then we got the heavy hitters, dude. We got some big names coming on to really dive deep with them. So it's not only we're going to be showing software, we're going to be providing great content as always, right. and bringing you the information. So
that's right, man. Well, a lot of exciting stuff coming up. Really excited for that, and really excited to speak with our guest today, Julie. Do we got anything else that we need to cover before we bring Julie on? I know I like to get a little ahead of ourselves.
No, let's bring her on.
Perfect.
Let's chat it up with her.
Hey.
How's it going?
Hey, what's
great.
up?
Doing good here too. Are we live now?
Yes, we are 100% live. Let me see if I can figure out a way. Yeah, we're live. So how's it going?
I'm going pretty good. Still kind of early this morning. Still dark out.
Oh, wow. how cold is it there? Ryan was just complaining that it was like in the 30s or something, and he was really complaining about it.
It's warmed up. I don't know what the temperature is right now. I'm guessing probably 28. It's snowing.
Oh my gosh!
Right now. So. We've had our cold spells of 30 below. Hopefully, we don't have that again. So.
I'm sitting in a mild 75 and sunny down here in Florida. It's nice. Like I'm loving this.
Yeah, I'll be there in a couple weeks. So
all right, well, come on. So look, before we get knee deep in talking about detailing and all that stuff, I just found out some information, and so that kind of leads me to this question. I just found out the moose that you sent the moose jerky from was actually like a passing by in your yard, and you just happened to take it out?
Yeah. I've actually shot 2 moose in my lifetime, and they both wandered through my property. The other one I actually shot with a bow in our driveway. And
so
then
a bow will kill a moose?
2 years later, which was this summer, we just got back from, my husband had surgery in Anchorage. So it was about a 3-hour drive, get home, and he was stretching, and he's like, oh, there's a moose out there. And I looked at it, I was like, that's a bull. Actually got online, filled out my my hunting license, got my hunting license. Well, they went down and got the rifle. Went across the street to its empty neighbor's property. Totally legal. Got it.
That is so... And then I got to reap the benefits of that kill and had some of the best jerky I've ever had in my whole entire life. Thank you again. And thank you so much for that cup, too. Dustin was a little jealous that I got the cup, but it's okay. He's going to change his name to Hagen so he can also use it. So we figured it out. We worked it out.
I actually had that made or in the process within a couple weeks of talking to you and doing, the online session. And really, because you were so helpful, friendly, and I was like,
hang on, stop. His hood's going to be so big. Yeah,
sorry,
look,
but
you can't do this.
It's the truth. Super nice, good person.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I Dustin knows I don't take compliments very well, but just
listen. No, here's the problem. We have to hear about it for the next 2 weeks. All he's going to be talking about is these compliments he's getting. And I'm just like, man, come on.
It's rough.
No, Ryan's awesome. He's done a great job, and we're he represents everything that Detail Bookie, along with every other company that I own and involved with it, and it's customer service, and we want to treat people like we want to be treated, and to I believe that really carries it on, and Ryan's done an exceptional job at it. So
thanks, buddy. In addition to you getting the chance to bag deers in your backyard, you also have an interest that a lot of us in the South particularly don't really get into too much. And then I talked to you earlier. Tell us about your son and what you guys got going on there.
Oh, well, he's actually at BYU playing hockey. He actually had surgery this last week, so he's a goalie, out a little bit. He got me into hockey, so I started playing that about 10 years ago and actually coaching at the same time, and I've been coaching ever since and playing ever since.
Really?
I played every sport there was growing up but hockey, and it has definitely become my favorite sport.
That's awesome. So
it's my happy place.
Does the coach get to get in on the fights? That's pretty much what I know hockey as is a fight.
Yeah,
does the coach ever get in there?
They don't do that. Call it Rusty Blades. There's no fighting. Women's hockey, there's no fighting.
Okay. Rusty Blades.
You get kicked out for that. So that's competition stuff. So you don't want to go to work with a broken leg or a black eye. No. So there might be a few scuffles here and there, but
sure. But it's no gloves off, shirt over the head, kind of brawl.
No.
Those are always fun.
So obviously life outside of detailing is interesting. You got moose hunting, you got hockey, but what else did you do prior to detailing work-wise?
I was a stay-at-home mom. So my husband, I'm lucky. He has an amazing job, works week on, week off, provides so much for us. But that allowed me to stay home with my kids, which ended up being really important when I was younger. I'm like, I'm going to work. I'm not staying home with my kids. But then kind of had kids, thought about it, I was like, I'm watching my kids. So I took care of them, and a lot of coaching. Like I said, I played a lot of sports. I actually coached football and hockey were my number 1 and 2 sports that I ended up coaching.
Wow.
So yeah, they're 2 of my favorite sports. So
that's pretty awesome.
Kind of different in that sense, but
yeah, but that's cool. That's really cool, and it's not something that you would expect, but no. I think it's cool. So going ahead and let's dive into detail. And what you think, Ryan? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so one thing that I wanted to bring up is Julie is definitely one of our superstars. We did something together that was kind of a first time on our detailing software. So in addition to your detailing, you also do some, I believe it's house cleaning or clearing out.
Home move out cleaning, home move in cleaning.
Really?
Yeah, it kind of works in where I can take that day off and go clean a house, or I can detail a car. So it kind of tied in. I actually started the cleaning before the detailing. It was kind of a safer, more comforting area for me. It wasn't like full in, business wise. I've always had anxiety for it. So kind of started the cleaning, and it all kind of came together. And I was like, you know what, I'm doing the detailing. I talked about it for years. Okay. Learned about it, Facebook, YouTube, and just is really, my anxiety kept me from doing it. And so, yeah, I do a little bit of both, and I have both on Detail Bookie.
That's right.
So starting out as a business owner, did it just go smooth from the beginning? I mean, did you just jump right in there and start making money, or do you have any struggles?
There's going to be struggles, I think, with anything. Like you said, I started off pretty slow with the cleaning, and then that's where I got, so my official first name was the Tidy Tree LLC, which then I got my DBA as 3T Detailing. That was kind of difficult to get. I've asked so many people. They said it's easy. Finally, I called the state of Alaska, and they walked me through it. Yeah, it was easy once they told me where to go, but there's no outline to get the DBA. So, but it was something, doing the business was me kind of forcing, just like this,
now
myself out of my comfort zone.
And what is DBA, just for the folks that don't know?
It's doing business as, so it's under my LLC.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So the Tidy Tree owns 3T Detailing, basically. Is how it looks on paperwork. And that's just something new that I've learned, and kind of why I started the business too. It's to force myself to learn this by doing.
Out of your comfort zone, getting into it. And that's a lot with business. So, there's no like open up the book to page 36 and here's what you do. When you're starting a business and running a business, a lot of it is figuring things out as you go. And you can be the best planner, the best researcher around, but you're going to find things that you just like, there is no roadmap. You just have to figure it out, and you have to just go through it and experience and make the phone calls and do the work to get to where you want to get to. And that's like, to me, that's what business ownership's all about.
And how did you kind of get your first kind of a few clients? I know, so I imagine the population, I know is low in Alaska compared to a lot of other states. Yeah. So how does that happen? For sure. Yeah, exactly.
Well, so my business officially opened March 1st. I actually had everything set up on like my Facebook page before that, pictures already, but I didn't release that page until the 1st. So what I did beforehand is families, vehicles, friends' vehicles, and got my before and afters that way, got them on my page. And so I had content when it came to release that, and I shared that with everybody on March 1st and kind of went from there. And then I did try a couple different systems that just didn't work for me, and then I found the Detail Bookie. Another anxiety type thing was, do I want to do this Zoom meeting? Kind of nervous, but Ryan, you were great, and it was easy peasy. It's like, just do it,
Yeah, and that's awesome. So I'm curious. In Alaska, it's such a big area. Are y'all mobile detail? Do you have a shop?
So I felt like some people said I should do mobile, but we have probably 4 months we could be mobile, and to me, it doesn't seem worth it.
Yeah.
You know, it's it's still cold in April.
Yeah.
The snow can start coming in October usually. I mean, but it's still getting cold. But last year when I started, I was washing cars in 20 degrees, and I don't have water in my shop. I don't have a drain in my shop, but I know how to do it in there,
Yeah.
But last year I didn't have quite everything, and so I did it out in my driveway at 20 degrees.
Wow.
Pulled it in the shop and dried it. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! You gotta. Do you have a heater? I'm sure in your shop, right? Big heater.
Yeah, it's heated. It's in-floor heat actually, so it's pretty nice. So.
Oh wow!
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Is that coming to a shop in our area soon, Dustin? In floor heating?
It doesn't get cold enough. No. Floor air condition would be a thing. Floor air condition would be great.
That would be lovely.
Yeah.
So you have a shop. Are you looking to expand with employees? Do you already have employees? Or you?
I have a couple ladies that do work with me. Actually, one's on her way here and going to go out and start on the vehicle I have out there now. Awesome. So I do have a couple, but a lot of the times the details I do on my own. When my son comes back from college, he'll help me. He was playing juniors last year, and when he got back, he helped me until he started fishing in Bristol Bay. So I have my boys. Wow. My youngest, he's not a detailer. He'd rather go move cinder block all day than detail a car. It's not his thing, so I don't make him do it. Every once in a while, I'll get some quick help from him if I'm in a hurry, do the floor mats, stuff like that. And he'll do it every time I ask if I need help, and so.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, go ahead, Ryan.
No, I was just gonna, so as far as being out in Alaska, is there anything unique that you think that you detail that someone in the continental
in Mobile,
US,
Alabama?
Yeah, is there? Yeah, what's
I can
different
tell you
about it?
from like my Facebook, all I see is detail stuff. All the different.
We can relate.
Yes.
And every once in a while I was like, hey, my friend had a baby. Right. That's kind of how it goes. And then, so I look at the before and afters of those vehicles. I'm like very rarely do I get a before that's as clean as the vehicles down there. Ours are always pretty dirty. You got, snow being tracked in. Like the mats are always wet, like full of water. Especially in the wintertime because it's just tracked in and out. Floor mats are a definite must here, and I think our vehicles are quite a bit dirtier. So.
One thing we learned was the salt. Do you guys have the salt issue that a lot of y'all do? So what's your solution for salt in the carpet? I want to see if it's the same as everybody else.
So a combination usually of steam, and then it's usually like a urine for urine remover or whatever. It's the acidity levels and messing with it, and that breaks it up pretty quick.
Yeah, so, what was the one that was it Billy Smith that told us, Ryan?
Vinegar.
Vinegar?
They have
vinegar.
A vinegar mixture that they use.
That breaks down the salt. Yeah.
Yeah, Mike Ryan's as well. Was
Mike Ryan's maybe. I don't know. I think Billy Smith just confirmed it with us one day or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
The urine remover, really, pet stain remover. It's been great, and a little bit of steam sometimes. It depends on how tough it is. Sometimes it comes right out. Sometimes it's hard as a rock and been in there for years. So.
Oh wow! And it builds up pretty quick.
Yeah. Learning things like this. Okay, this is valuable information when you're starting. And I'm down here at a training, event that we were speaking at. And these training events, you get these guys that are just, the information is just there for you. But what advice would you give a new detailer right now? Like somebody that's coming in, like if you could give them one piece of advice, what would you say that would be?
Really, I think how questions are asked on Facebook groups. Everybody says, what do you use, for wheels, right? But I think the question always needs to be, what do you use and what have you tried? Because I have come to find there's so many people that's like, oh, use this, it's amazing. I've tried those products. I've tried so many products. I just want to find the best. I want to find what works good, what's the best for your vehicle. So I have a lot of products in my shop that sit there and I don't use them, and I'm kind of have a hard time just throwing them away, but I use them on my vehicle if I need to. So I think that's the biggest question, because a lot of people say, oh, this product's amazing, and then you realize that's the only product they've used, and they didn't realize that this other one is actually amazing. So I like to ask, what else have you used? And I like to, if I respond, I like to respond with what I've used, as well. So
right. That's great advice. I like absolutely is important, because now, like you said, a lot of these guys and detailers are just creatures of habit by nature, and like they get something that they like and that's all they want to use, and then they swear by it, like it's the end all be all, but in reality they have nothing to compare it to. Really. Yeah.
I've definitely found that. So
now, are you part of any type of detailing organizations like the IDA?
Not yet. Not just yet. So that's why I'm getting down to. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. We got to get you in there, man. We got to get you in there, the IDA.
Yeah, I will be doing that in a couple weeks. So heading down to Florida, and going to do the 3D detailing class, and be doing that afterwards.
And
doing the class with Mike Phillips, like you guys were talking about earlier.
Oh, yeah, man, that's going to be a great one. That's going to be great. So, we talk about the IDA a lot, and I'm like their biggest recruiter, unbeknownst to them. They don't know that I'm out here recruiting for the IDA, but I believe in it. And listen, I have this conversation a lot, and, just because you're a member, or you wear the patch, or you put it on your door, whatever, it's not necessarily going to bring business in. But it just shows your willingness to invest in yourself, and your willingness to be a part of something, an organization that's in your industry. And I think that it's important. And, I think that the IDA, as it evolves and grows, I think it's going to be a bigger network and even more and more information. But I love to see these new guys coming in and investing in themselves and joining something like that, where they can be amongst their peers and share information. I think it's just, it's great.
Yeah, that's 100% why I want to do it. I've seen some controversy online, but if it's going to make me better, I want to do it. Just like going to the detailing class, just like you're there for a class, right? And how many years have you been in business? You look at professional hockey players, they're still honing their skills. So I am the type of person that you never stop, you always keep learning and keep growing.
Learn from other people, right? So in our shop every morning we watch a 5-10 minute video about detailing, and our detailers pick it out. And we have a shop full of professional detailers. They don't have to watch that every day, but sometimes you pick up little things. Did that cut you guys off? I'm sorry.
No. I can still see you. You're just on a
you're just sideways.
I don't know how to fix it. There we go. Did that fix it?
No. Now we see something else.
There you go.
It's your front camera view.
Did that fix it?
You're just sideways. It's all good.
Okay. Well, here, let me see if I can fix it. Anyways, go ahead. If I can fix it.
There you go.
Did that work? I'm sideways, Chris. Go ahead, Ryan.
All right, so now, Julie, is there any competition, as far as detailing in your area? Are you pretty much the one and only go-to?
I am definitely not the only one. We have some pretty good competition in the area. I like to look at it more as it's going to keep me on top of my game. Like, I need to stay at the top, 100% of the time. I want to be the best. That's my goal.
That's right.
One of the last ones coming in here, but everything I've done in my life, I didn't do it just to be okay. I want to be the best, and I want to provide the best customer service, and I want to use top products. That's just who I am, I guess. So
yeah, and that's also that's how I feel. And it's like you want to, if I'm doing something, if I'm involved in, I want to know the right way. I want to be the best at it. I want to make sure that we have the best products. So speaking of the best, I always love this question. The hardest detailing job you've ever had. Do you have one that just stands out to you?
Yeah, I do. And it was pretty rough, but being the person who I am, like, I'm pretty sure 99.9% of detailers would not have taken it. Single mom, well, she was dating a guy, but I knew she had kids. She'd actually already brought her vehicle to me about 4 months prior where I detailed it, and it was pretty rough then. But either way, she brought it back, and he had put their garbage in there, and it had leaked under the seats.
Oh my gosh.
But it was kind of in the back, so it leaked. It was a Durango, leaked under the third row, under the back, and hit, like, there's a cutout, where the seat ties down. So it hit that and just drained right under, soaked into the padding, and he's like, bring it by. I can't let you drive around on this anymore if it's as bad as you say. And she parked it probably 20 yards from my shop, all the windows down. And I got in it and pulled it up to my shop. I did not bring it inside. Just that little bit. And I'm like, drove it 10 to 15 miles to me like this, and had been driving it with her 4 kids.
Oh my goodness.
So I actually didn't charge her a whole lot, what I thought she could afford, but I couldn't send her home with that in there. So I had to pull out the back seats, pulled out that back tub in the back, and end up having to cut a little bit of carpet to get under and pull matting out, but it's down into the metal. I told her to talk to her insurance and ozoned it, cleaned it, rinsed it. Whew. It was, but I had to wear a respirator because the smell was so awful. At least that cut the, I didn't have odor with that on. So that was definitely the most memorable. So
that's one you don't forget. Like we, every detailer that's, been around for a little while, you always had this one job that just sticks with you. And like that one for sure, like I'm sure you can probably still smell it. So that's a good one for sure.
It's, how do you let someone go home with that has no way to fix it themselves? So
right, exactly. Now,
so hang on. Chris just brought in his phone to show me a message from Joel LaPalma. He asked, in Alaska, do you find bullets in every car that you detail?
No, you'll find them in quite a few. I have found pistols and whatnot. So I just take a picture, take a picture, show them, hey, it's here.
Oh, sure.
Make sure it's unloaded. I'm around firearms, so I know how to handle them. Make sure it's unloaded, put it in a safe spot out of the vehicle, and I don't know. It's normal.
That's great. Yeah. It's normal, I think. That's probably what he was getting across. I bet it's a lot more normal for you than for a lot of folks to just run across random, bullets and weapons in a vehicle.
And I've seen that question asked. People ask, what do you do? But I think familiarize yourself with them if you're in a place that's going to happen.
Well, and I see those posts all the time where people put, what they found. And I'm like, when we're trusted with the detail, we're trusted with, that's a transaction between us and them. And that's personal. And we don't, whatever we might find, we just move to the side, move back, and done. So like these guys that take pictures and girls that take pictures of things that they find inside the vehicles and post them up there and look what I found. It's really disrespectful to the owner of the vehicle and the customer, because, it's just not, it's an agreement between y'all two. And that's just the way we do things.
Yep, I agree.
So long-term goal. Oh, go ahead, Ryan.
No, I was just going to say that's another one of those toxic group traits that you run into is those, those people that do that.
The Facebook groups can get crazy sometimes. That's one thing that I'm super proud about is the Detail Bookie MVP group is everybody's there to help. And, and I've never been more proud of something like to watch watch people respond and help each other out. And so, like some of these other groups are just getting crazy, but I'm curious, what's your long-term goal for the detailing business? What you got in the future?
So when I started it, the purpose was I had really always wanted to run my own business, just a little too scared to do it. My son is in school for business entrepreneurship, and we get along super well. spent the last few years traveling back and forth to Anchorage. We drive 3 hours for practice for his hockey.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Yeah, so we spent a lot of time talking and just a lot in common, right? So this also was another way is like, I just need to do it. We have this business side in common. I just never stepped foot into it for my own reasons. And so I thought about him and him going into the world and what can I learn now to help him when he gets started? I guess is kind of how I look at it too. All of this, I just really had to force myself into. But Gary Vaynerchuk, I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
Absolutely.
He was really what motivated me for listening to his podcast for the last year and just like, why not you? Who cares if you fail? You know, these little things that are running through my head gave me that other set of motivation, and it all just kind of came together and I started it. Okay. And then within a month of starting it, I realized where I could go with it.
Mm-hmm.
And so now my goals, yes, I would like a shop. We're talking about building one here. A lot goes into that. But right now I already give 5% to local youth of all my details.
Wow.
I have this summer, I'm going to try to do, you know, a lot of youth do car washes, raise money for their basketball team.
Yep.
Whatever team they're on. So I am thinking of doing almost like a training for them. So when they do wash those cars, they wash them properly, provide.
I love it.
Soap, towels.
Great idea.
And kind of spend a day and do it with them and help them do it right. And maybe it'll bring them more business, but at least I'll get a little knowledge out of it. And then the other thing is with my employees, kind of teaching them more that there's more to life, that you don't have to go work the 9-to-5 job for $12 an hour like the girl working for me now. She worked basically 9 hours a day. She had an hour lunch break at a daycare, $12 an hour. She barely saw her kids, even though they're in the daycare. Her kids weren't fond of being in the daycare all day as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so now she works for me. She works less time, makes more money, is at home when her kids are home. And I sell on eBay, teaching her different things like that. Whether it's going to the local thrift store and finding these Sanita shoes and they're great condition, buy them for $5, sell them for $50. Just different stuff like that. What else can you do to, you know, really provide a better life for you and your kids? So I have more goals in that sense to be more kind of, it's like coaching, like why I enjoy coaching. I know how valuable coaches were to me. I think, you know, looking at kids 18 to 25, it's tough. What am I going to do with my life? And really, you have to decide at that point. And that's where I like Gary Vaynerchuk too. He's like, yeah, you're 40, do it. Who cares?
Right.
And I tell my son, my son has that same mentality. So that's where we have a lot of discussions on future, and doesn't have to be by the book like it always used to be.
No, and it doesn't. And the pressure that they feel at 18, 19. I was speaking to, oddly enough, a group of like 20, 16-year-old girls a couple weeks ago. It was the Junior Ambassador Club, and one of the questions was we were talking about I got invited to speak about taking a business from idea to startup and how to get from a thought to a business. And one of the questions they asked was, well, what do you think about college? You know, should we go to business school? And I said, here's the thing about college is, if you know specifically what you want to do, and if it's a doctor or a nurse or something, and you're going to do that thing that requires this degree before you can go into it, then school may be right for you. Yeah. But if you're doing it for a business sense, that's fine to do the college, but do it at night. And do it a few classes at a time and pay for it as you go. And then realize if you want this thing or not. Because, look, I spent a lot of money on college. And, yes, I used bits and pieces of it. But to be honest with you, and I did it at night. I paid for it as I went. But, did it really help me to get to where I'm at? Probably not. And there's a lot of people, there's a misconception that they're starting out with this huge debt weighing over the top of them, and it really doesn't have anything to do with what they do because they're 18 years old. Who really knows what you want to do,
Yeah. That's like my 18-year-old. He's he has that wisdom already. He had it in high school. He is at college, but it's cheap. It's really cheap.
Yeah.
And he will not go if he has student loans. He's just adamant not going to do it, and he debates on if he needs it or not as well. But
it's so situational. It's not like a one size fits all there, but I think that the conversation should be had to where is it right in those situations. It's not a like you're in high school, you're fixing to graduate, you got to go to school. I think there should be deeper conversation as to why are we doing that and what are we setting up for.
We have lots of those.
So look, great conversation, love
Dustin,
it. But where
there is one question that Julie wanted to make sure that we got around to that wasn't on the list. You know, we so Julie, can you tell us what impact you think software is having on the detailing industry?
We're bringing it back.
I did want to answer this. So a couple things. So I did the Zoom meeting. I set up Detail Bookie with my prices. Yours were really close, but I just changed a few things, had it all figured out pretty much in one day. That night, I had someone book overnight, right? And proceeded that way. I still get my phone calls and I still book, but that was amazing to me. But just how it manages everything, starting out, it was necessary. I think I would have struggled so much more without it. I even tried to get a local detailer. I said, hey, you guys, you need to look into this. And they ended up going with just a basic, I think, square or something like that.
Sure.
But I like to also say the number one reason Detail Bookie pays for itself is the before and after pictures. You know, I've seen people, scroll through their phone. Oh, where was this? Looking for an old vehicle, old something. And I upload all my pictures from the vehicles. They're there. So if someone ever has a question, hey, this wasn't there before. And I just said, the last detail I did, the lady thought these covers were on her middle seat covering some type of buckle, something going on there. And she could have swore, like she was adamant that they're in there. And I showed her the before pictures and she's like, oh, wow. And that was it. We were done. It saves the argument, they were there, they weren't there, they were there, I would have, if I didn't have the picture, I would just bought them rather than having an argument, even though I knew they weren't in there. Just because that's what I would do. And I've had only one other instance, a fender was pulled out. I made sure I took an extra picture of that at different angles, and the lady said, oh, it wasn't out that far. And I was like, no, here's the before pictures. Oh, I wasn't saying you did it. It just wasn't out that far before, which was fine. But I have that, and it does. It saves an argument, if anything. She might have agreed with me. That's fine. I don't like to argue.
It's insurance. No, we don't either. And that's why that feature exists, is because I'm that way. I don't want to have that argument because I'm the type of person that I'll fix it. If I can't prove that we didn't do something, we're going to fix it. And a lot of the times that puts us in a situation where we know we didn't do something, but we still end up having to fix it. And so the before and after pictures are absolutely huge. And it's like you said, it's so easy to find. You just go to the ticket and pull it up. I remember the days before software where that was absolutely not the case. So, well, I tell you, it was refreshing to hear that question get asked again. It's been a long time, and I'm glad you required it to be asked.
Yeah.
So, where can everybody find you, Julie? Where can we look
right now it's just Facebook, 3T Detailing. You can just type at 3T Detailing. I do not have a web page yet. Yes, I do hope to have one. I guess I'm kind of looking at it as a patient type thing, trying not to grow too fast, trying to perfect what I do know and add as I go, and add a little more, and pretty soon, hopefully I'll be doing it all.
Oh, yeah, you will. And we're here to help you all along the way. So we have a really good resource as far as when you get ready for that website. Madison is our marketing director, and she can help you with that. At least, when you start to think about it, you should reach out. We're happy to help you any way we can. So Julie, awesome conversation. This has been a fun one. It's one of the last ones of our MVP series. Kind of sad to see it go. Hang on. Sad to see it go, but listen, I appreciate you coming on and talking to us about. Wow, I'm getting phone calls about everything that's going on in Alaskan detailing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us today. And we really appreciate you on the software, and just, you're out there killing it, and we're just happy to be a part of your business journey.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you guys for creating the software, having me on here. It's like I almost immediately responded no, and I was like, nope, I have to do it. So this is not, something I normally do. So.
Well, you killed it. You killed it.
Absolutely.
So much better than Ryan.
Yeah,
always so much better than Ryan.
I get so nervous. Well, thank you so much, Julie. We're going to go ahead and let you go, and then we're going to stick around for our hacker hack.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
You too.
Sorry. What's up on the screen, Jessica?
So Ryan, we'll go right into hacker hack. Let's see here.
There it goes.
Yeah. Great conversation.
Man,
great conversation.
So awesome. God, I'm gonna hate that this series is ending. It's been one of my favorites for sure.
Which we're going out with a bang. I mean, that one was awesome, and we're just gonna keep piling them on there through Mobile Tech and just really send it home and going into a really cool series. But before we get to that, go ahead, Ryan.
What time is it? Just
or hack.
See, I don't get it on my end. I didn't get it on my end.
You didn't get to see it?
Oh man.
I don't know.
Okay, what's today's hack, Ryan?
All right, buddy. So today we have went into the kitchen to figure out what this hack is going to be, and today that hack is the one and only magic eraser. This thing, it does wonders for your house. I mean, you can clean up your walls with it. You can clean up, pretty much anywhere there's a smudge or a stain. This thing can get rid of it all. But what we have found was this also gets rid of stains really well on vinyl and leather.
Yeah, it does. One thing I want to preface this, because we got to be careful about steering people. So the way that a magic cleaner works is it's an abrasive cleaner. So if you were to scrub really hard on something, you could damage it. So definitely want to use with caution, but absolutely it's a great go-to. It's one of our go-tos, especially in marine detailing. It's a must because you're really not going to mess nothing up on gel coat. But magic erasers are absolutely awesome, and it's a great hack. I think almost all detailers probably know that hack, but if there's a few of them out there living under a rock, get you a magic eraser.
That's right. Well, man, it has been a blast. We're wrapping up this MVP series. Dustin, I won't get to see you again till next week. Well, of course, in our meetings, we'll get to see you. But in person, come next Wednesday when we get ready to set up. And man, I'm so excited for that.
I am too. Just remember, guys, if you're watching this, if you're at Mobile Tech, come by and see us in the booth. Get scheduled up on our podcast. Come by and hang out with us. We want to see you in person. This just, this is what these events are all about: networking and getting to hang out and shoot the breeze. So, guys, hit us up if you're an MVP and you want to jump on our podcast. Let us know. And as always, you can find us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, YouTube, Facebook. You get a social media. Everybody
Don't forget,
gets social
bro.
media.
You can find us on Apple Podcasts.
Are we there now?
Oh, we're official, bro. We are official.
Awesome. Hey, Ryan, appreciate it, man. You're holding it down in the studio, looking mighty nice.
Thank you. And you clean as always, sir.
Clean as always. See you later, buddy.
I miss you, brother. Have a good one. Y'all